A recent news headline stated, "At least once a month, tracking school shootings since the start of 2018. In this news headline article, it read that since the beginning of 2018, from January to May of 2018, there have been 13 incidences of school shootings on school grounds. There has been a more frequent school shootings in recent months and years than there have been in the past. So what can we do as a society or as a country to reduce these amounts of school shootings? In our country alone, we're seeing this bad trend of school shootings, as an increased amount of school shootings are occurring in recent years than there have been in past years. School shootings are becoming more recurrent and also more deadly than they have in the past. One thing to look at is the motives that are behind the school shooters. There are 3 factors that could lead to these motives behind the shooters. These factors could include being bullied at school, being abused at home, or having unstable families. In an article written in 2013, it stated that it's these 3 factors that lead students to have feelings of anger and rage and depression to build within themselves. For an example of this is a recent school shooting in Santa Fe. It was reported that the shooter was rejected by his romantic advances toward another student within the school, and was also possibly mistreated by football coaches there. And so this could have led to these anger and depression thoughts that have caused the school shooting. Another thing to look at is the violent fantasies that these students may have. These violent fantasies may be brought about by violent video games that are becoming more prevalent in our society, as well as the mental status of these students. This mental status may lead these students to have the ideologies of narcissism, and these ideologies are not good for these students. An example of this is the Columbine shooting in Colorado. It was reported that these shooters, all they wanted was national attention. They just wanted to be known as one of the most deadliest school shootings in history. And that's all they were aiming for. The statistics show this trend of school shootings and how they are increasing. For example, in 2013, there were 37 incidences of gunfire on school grounds. As shown in this graph here, this chart, the red dots show the incidences of school shootings in the United States, which were 37 in 2013. In contrast, in 2017, there were 64 incidences of gunfire on school grounds, much more, almost double the amount since 2013. As well as an increase in incidences of gunfire, there have been an increase in deaths and injuries that have occurred because of school shootings. In this chart here, the first row shows that there were 7 deaths and 20 injuries in 2014 related to school shootings. And on the second to last row of this chart, it shows that there were 43 deaths and 82 injuries in 2017. So according to that statistic, it's almost quadruple the amount of deaths and injuries related to school shootings in just 3 years. And so because of this statistic, there has been an increase in a push for school safety for schools all around the country by providing greater protection on the school campus. An example of this is by placing cameras at the school. Cameras to watch the entrances of the school building will be beneficial and help those who are in the school see and monitor those who are entering the school building and be able to know if an unwanted person is entering, as well as having cameras in the school hallways so they can monitor who is in the school and who's walking around in the school building, and they're able to know who is unwanted in the school building. Another mechanism is by increasing locks within the school, as well as creating better locking mechanisms for the exterior doors to the school building that possibly may be remotely controlled to lock if an intruder is seen and coming towards the school building, as well as increasing sturdier locks and classroom doors will help teachers feel more safe within their classrooms. Also, there's been a great debate on increasing armed personnel within the school building by either arming teachers or staff with guns to help protect the school students, as well as increasing school resource officers that are present within the school building to increase safety. And lastly, one important aspect that we can help prevent school shootings is by having psychiatrists be available to those students who are experiencing trouble and who may have these feelings of anger and depression. A counselor would be able to help these students cope through their struggles and help them overcome them. For example, a school counselor would be a good option to help those students who feel comfortable being around a counselor at school who they're around almost all day. In contrast, if a student does not feel comfortable with the school counselor, they can seek outside professionals that could help them. And lastly, family counselors would be a good option for these students. Family counselors help bring dysfunctional families together, and by bringing families together, these students will be able to turn to their families and trust them more, so that if they need help, they can turn to their families for that help. So in closing, I just want to reiterate my point that it's important that we improve the safety to our schools for our future generation of students. It is my hope that we can be more diligent in creating this safe environment for our students all around the country.